How the fuck did I come back from Thanksgiving hungry as shit? I'm so fucking mad.
Because you didn't bring.
Because you were behind enemy lines.
No, he didn't bring. No. He didn't bring no plate back. That's all.
You always bring a plate back.
Only thing I brought back was my bottle of Johnny Walker, aged 12 years.
Okay.
I was like, I'm taking this shit back with me. Yeah, I don't have no fucking leftovers. I took my bottle back because I felt like being petty, but.
Oh, shoot. Was that bad?
I'll tell you later, man. It's.
My friend's dog got hit by a car.
He be all right. Is he in doggy heavy?
No, she's a lady dog. And no, she survived. She's a tank. So she's a blue-nosed pit. So she
don't have no legs now.
So I've never liked Veronica. Not a Veronica fan. I don't like Veronica. Never did. I don't disregard her wins, and I respect her iconic status. Always have. You can't take nothing away from her. She did what she was supposed to do. Never really liked Veronica like that. And she really showed out on this week's episode. Really showed out. And they didn't get the win, but it wasn't because of Veronica's performance. And she was getting through that shit. Like when she first started working, I'm like, oh, here goes Veronica. Man, she's gonna ruin this for everybody. She's gonna fuck this up.
Ruin it for everybody.
She did not give up. And she busts her ass. And I'm telling you, she put towards the effort that we have been missing. If everybody put in effort like Veronica did in her elimination, oh man, this franchise wouldn't be going off the rails in the fashion that it is.
She really made it work. I mean, she didn't give up. It was really admirable. I know what's Darrell was funny. She was blessed with all of that. So yeah. But where you see where Veronica started, but Veronica's always been a competitor. She's never been super lazy. I mean, there's things that she can't do because of her height or because of, unfortunately, at this point, I believe that since she's a little bit larger, especially considering where she started. I mean, if everybody looked at her earlier years, there's a difference. So, and not in a bad way. She looks great the way she looks now. Great.
She's sexy thick, but yes, I got to give my props to Veronica. Even though she's well past her prime, the effort is undeniable, and I have to tip my hat. But her time has come and gone, so it's time to retire.
I'm going to call that now sexy thick.
Yeah, she's sexy thick.
She is sexy.
I got so much to talk about this episode. So much shit went on. I'm going to go ahead and just bring the episode in. What's really good, pot stirrers? Welcome to another episode of Love, War, Challenges. I am MTV Malik. He is Robert Stewart Jr. She is Becky at Giftmaster Bex. What's really good? Gang, 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 gang. So when we start this whole episode off, Jay and Michelle know they're in deep shit. We all know they're in deep shit. On the cover of No Shit News, Jay and Michelle might have fucked up.
Again.
So, not a lot to talk about there, but Tori and Devin do have a little powwow if they want to keep fucking with them. But one of the things that I saw, and I thought it was going to be really important as soon as I seen it, and it ended up being was Nelson and Amber's relationship. They seem to be really, really cool. Nelson has really become somewhat of a fan favorite. He is known for his loyalty to his friends and, just being kind of a stand-up guy. Unfortunately, when I was watching it,
stupid.
Absolutely. When I was watching it, I thought like, oh man, there goes the Nelson we all know and love. But I don't know. It fell off this time around. And this is before everything played out in the episode. So just speaking about this one moment in the A block, did anything seem off with Amber's and Nelson's, solidifying that they're aligned together?
I mean, I think Nelson is he's had so many different gameplays and he's done things so many different ways that he's just trying to figure out what's going to work to hopefully get him a win. I mean, he's got a super solid partner. Nerys is amazing, and she really should have been brought into the challenge earlier. She's really a competitor.
100%.
And with her look and her overall personality, she would have been a star from as we can see now, she's like a star. She would have been like a franchise face had she been put through earlier, as she should have been. But with everything, I think he's just trying to figure out his way. And we all know Nelson always gets his emotions involved. So he's wishy-washy too, because he's got to be loyal to so many different people because he's got so many friendships. And unfortunately, in this game, your friendships can only, especially in this game, can only help you so much because you have to put so many people up.
Yeah, and he's got to learn how to take the emotion out of the game because, I mean, he has the physical attributes. He's there. He just got to seal the deal, and he's having a hard time sealing the deal.
Yeah, I bet he is.
He can seal the deal with the ladies.
Yeah, definitely that.
So the only thing we have to see is that Chauncey and Jordan make nice. This gets brought up later, and we'll discuss it more and further. I'm just going to say, going into it, it just looked like Chauncey was trying to make some friends and be more social than anything else, besides mastermind gameplay. But we're going to get into that in a minute. The crew is having an off day. They're getting to go out. They head out to this little club. I guess they have brunch or some shit. And nothing happens to really move the story forward, except when Anissa decides that she's finally going to pop off on Jay. Not a whole lot going on there. It looks like Anissa was really just trying to get some of her feelings out. But I thought they kind of were both right. She was right that Jay put him in because he felt kind of disrespected. And then she was like, yeah, we are a strong team. I think we'll be okay. So I love that. What did you guys make of Anissa going off on Jay?
I mean, Anissa really didn't go off on Jay. She just stated some facts. She's like, listen, I'm only going to do so much. My partner is his own person and he's going to do what he does. She's like, but we are a strong team. So keep fucking with us and find out. Fuck around, find out. Jordan is not the person you want to fuck around on at all, because he will destroy your game because he is really that good and people will follow him mostly because he's that good and they know he'll win. So the only weak link in that team is Anissa because, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that Jordan can pull a lot of weight, but if Anissa can't do what she's supposed to do.
Yeah, and you got to also remember Jordan does have weaknesses, and it's about pulling the right trigger at the right time. And if you choose the wrong trigger at the wrong time, it can backfire on you.
Exactly. If you're going to take a shot at Jordan, don't miss.
Exactly.
He can go down like anybody else, but you got to be on your P's and Q's. Motherfucker put him in a fucking hammer competition. We got to swing a hammer with two hands, and he won. They put him in a rope pulling competition, and he fucking won. It's like, it's hard. You just got to make sure that when you take your shot, you don't miss. But let's go ahead and move on to the daily. Today's daily is called Peaky Blinders. Love the fucking name because I love Peaky Blinders on Netflix, one of my most favorite fucking shows. Only they take 3 years to put out a season, but this one is going to be all about, it's amazing. Everybody's in that shit too. So it's everybody British, really. So this one is all memory, it's all conditioning. Everybody got to run to a puzzle. One person has to balance, the other person has to read the puzzle, got to race back, and they got to put the puzzle together. Let's go ahead and talk about some of our likes and our dislikes. I'll go first because why not? I love the fact that Nelson and Nerys got another win, considering the drought that he's been on. He seems to be racking them up now. I thought she performed really, really well. I did not like the way Veronica performed because I get it. She's not built for speed. Neither is Anissa, but you're walking during a conditioning daily. Not that great. And you're starting to see Jordan starting to get a little bit pissed at Anissa. That facade is starting to crack. Anissa would be the downfall of this team. And when Amber asked if Chauncey was fucking colorblind, that had me fucking dying. So from you guys, what were some of your likes, some of your dislikes, things that really stuck out to you?
I mean, Nerys had the eye of the tiger. She was, boom, just straight in. She's the reason that they won. I mean, at the end of the day, her memory, as much as, Nelson's always going to be fine in a race. You know, I'm not worried about Nelson running, but I am worried about Nelson and memory. I mean, Devin's like, he beat me in a memory puzzle. No, Devin, Nerese beat you in a memory puzzle. So let's call what it is what it is. I mean, she's smart. She's good. She's fast. She's the one way he's going to make this win. If he doesn't fuck it up, she's going to get him the win. Or if they do something stupid politically, do not do something stupid politically, please. But
that's almost exactly what they'll do. But
the whole I'm built for comfort, not for speed, did piss me off because it's one of the things I hate. You're going to come on this challenge and not be prepared and not be ready and really just, you look like you're on vacation. You're like, I'm here for the check that I showed up. And I just want to make sure I'm here long enough to get the most money. I don't care at the end goal. Like, that's what upsets me. If you're going to be on the show, because there are other people who put their hearts into this show and really want to win, and they don't get to come into this game. But because, you've been on this show for 100 years and you feel like you're owed something. Now, I mean, even Bananas knows that he still has to train, and he's been on more seasons than any of these people. I don't
Big
get
facts.
it.
Yeah, but you got also remember, she's not built for this. I mean, honestly, she's not built for it anymore. Okay, she was.
It's time to hang it up.
Yes, and I mean, it's time to go ahead and retire. I love you, Veronica, but I'm stating facts on this one because your heart is not into it. Your mind might be, but your heart is not into it. Yes,
I'm sorry.
Anissa is a little bit. Well, yes,
no,
I do agree
she's gone.
with you.
She's done.
Yeah, she is done.
This daily showed me she's done. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't with Anissa's ass anymore. She needs to go.
She don't have no endurance, and I thought it was gonna be an improvement because I know she started doing CrossFit, and I just don't see it at this time. But her time has come and passed. But Nelson, Nerese, I'm happy for them, but they paint a target on their backs. Devin and Tori, they right there, so they was second place. I see it coming down to these two. If Nelson and Charisse stay in the game, they are a threat to win the game.
Charisse?
So, Nerese, I'm sorry. I'm mixing my names up. Don't
like she's somebody's grandma or something.
Right. Don't judge me.
Did you see her confession outfit? She ain't nobody's grandma.
You ain't lying on that. Praise the Lord and pass the chicken wings.
What?
All right. Praise the Lord, pass the chicken wings. I can't.
So let's go ahead and move on to the deliberation and interrogation. Now, this was really interesting. Before we get there, we see Nelson. Unfortunately, Nelson has to make a decision. So he brings his buddies in here, Jay and Devin. And this is where I noticed something. I didn't really realize how fucking dangerous Devin was in this game. Mm-hmm. He gives a wonderful speech saying, I want to see some new champs. If anybody in this room wins, it's new champs. Like, who wouldn't fucking get behind that? He suggests putting up Bananas and Nani, Jordan and Anissa, Darrell and Veronica. He also doesn't waste his time to take a dump on Chauncey and Amber. So these are the two biggest things I noticed. One, I noticed that Devin is fucking dangerous right now. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really notice how much power he really has in this game.
Have you not seen how he plays his game?
I've seen a little bit, but now I'm seeing the pieces are starting to fall. A lot of the dead weight is taking off. Shit is starting to tighten up and it's starting to get real. The gameplay is becoming a little bit more vicious, and Devin is with the shits. He seems to have a plan. It seems to be going lovely. Despite what goes on for most of this episode, he has kept his hands clean from most of it.
But he's still keeping his hands clean.
The second thing that I noticed, the second thing I noticed that I really do not like is the treatment of fucking Amber. Amber is treated poorly and is targeted season after season after season. She doesn't deserve it. She is a champ. She deserves to be there. She won that shit. People have been coming after her and disregarding her and pretty much dismissing her, and I fucking hate it. What did you guys take of this little powwow between Devin, Jay, and Nelson?
I knew Devin was dangerous during Vendettas.
Yep.
When he twisted the whole thing and got Kaylee and Bananas pretty much ousted again with Nelson.
Yeah,
and that
but
situation.
even
It just shows Nelson is easily manipulated by this whole situation. I don't care if it's bro code. They weren't together in the beginning. This was like the first day she made out with fucking Bananas, and all of a sudden he's cheating on everybody. No. I mean, he's a cheater, but he wasn't on a relationship at that point.
Allegedly.
But, he's a fucking cheater. I'm not going to even say allegedly because we all know he did. But anyway, he's out and about admitted he's a cheater, period. But anyway, I knew he was dangerous from that on because he literally puts little things in people's ears and knows how to twist it to make you feel paranoid, to make you doubt your friendships. And the fact that it calls into question how good of friends Nelson was with Amber, that he was so easily swayed by Devin in the first place. If you're my friend, if you got my back, you're not gonna just believe some rando who you know is a manipulator, who you know runs the game this way, period. I don't care what he is outside of this doorway, but in this doorway, he's fucking manipulative as shit because he wants to win. That's how he plays his game. Now, the nice thing for Devin is he's decided to amp up his physical game. So now he may be able to handle it with the endurance portion of it, if this daily is anything to show for it, because this daily was a lot of running and he kept up. So
yes, he did, but you got to also remember he still kept his hands clean, because even though he is pulling the strings, he is not getting his hands dirty at all.
But everybody sees what he's doing.
Yeah, but they're allowing it to happen.
But they're not doing anything about it.
Right, they're not allowing for it to do anything about it. So my question now is, does he make it to the end and win this challenge? Because the way he is playing, because it's flawless. It's going to be a flawless victory if he gets away with it.
I think the one person that can bring him down is Bananas. If Bananas can...
Yes,
because Bananas is just as manipulative and just as conniving to be able to get into people's ears.
You guys are swinging really high. Bananas could do it. Jordan could do it. Fessy could do it. Olivia
Nobody listens to Fessy.
Fessy ain't. No, he ain't that smart.
Fessy ain't no criminal mastermind.
If they're put on the block, there's a lot of people who could take them out. They're not fucking untouchable, but they are playing a wonderful, wonderful political game.
Well, I'm talking about the politics, not about like an elimination or even getting put into, because it's obvious he's pulling a lot of strings and he's making too many deals.
They are. There's not a lot of people there who can outmatch them in politics at this time. But let's go ahead and move on to the deliberation and interrogation. So Nelson and Nerissa, they decided they're going to put up Bananas and Nadi, Jordan and Anissa, Darrell and Veronica, Chauncey and Amber. So from my top of my head, it's 8, 12, that's like 19 championships in this little block that Nelson put up. This may be the most impressive block of challengers ever put up for elimination.
Jeez.
Granted, it's a shitload of people. Very rarely do fucking 4 teams have to go in, or 8 people is on the block. But this is double of what it was in free agents. But goddamn, it's nice to see. I thought it was a real big power move. I thought it was great. I loved everything about it except for the Chauncey and Amber part. And this is when the house is really starting to put their eyes on Devin. Chauncey and Amber see it, Bananas and Nani see it, and they're starting to feel threatened. Now, let's get into the interrogations. It's really cool. Darrell and Veronica are up front. Nothing really to get into. They're like, hey, it sucks, it got to be you, but we're going to put in Amber and Chauncey, so hopefully you guys can save each other. Sounds good. Darrell doesn't take it too personally. There's really not too much to go off of it. Jordan and Nisa, kind of the same thing. They're told not to worry. They're not going to be the main vote, but we're also not really going super hard to save your ass. Then Amber and Chauncey's up. Amber's hurt. She feels betrayed. She feels like Nelson isn't trustworthy. And then Nelson acts like this is fucking MySpace and brings up the top 4 and her position in it. You know what you could have did, Nelson? You could have just shut the fuck up.
And he realized afterward he should have shut the fuck up about that.
Absolutely. And then Nerissa, she's like, oh, I'm not really feeling Amber. Something about her just puts her off. And that's the shit that fucking bothers me. What the fuck did she ever do to you, Nerese? You know, is it the vibe? Because this vibe that people have been getting about her, and granted, I don't know her personally or been around her personally, but from what I'm able to see on TV, I don't get this vibe that everybody seems to be getting from her. What are you guys' take on the Amber and Chauncey part of the interrogation?
I am getting really irritated at I'm getting a weird vibe from you when she is not making big crazy moves. Like, it's not like she's starting trouble. It's not like, I mean, even when people start arguing outside, and they're arguing about her, I would have been outside. You said my name? Who the fuck are you talking about? But I'm also more combative. But again, the thing is she's
been in it for a couple of seasons. She knows if other people are being a spectacle, no need to join the circus.
Well, I mean, I would go out and defend myself because you're basically being called a liar and a snake. But again, it is what it is, and people make their own choices on how they decide to be okay with being perceived. Don't do that to me. I would be very pissed. But what the whole situation is she looks just like a genuinely just, I don't want to say dumb, but she looks naive. I think she walks into these games very naive and very like, oh, you know, la la la, everything will work out. And, you know, I'm going to make the good friends and I'm going to have fun. And I have my man here. And I think some people just don't like it. And I don't understand what she gives off that makes people so mad. But it just seems like everybody's mad and it's really irritating. But she's not winning shit. She's not doing anything but being middle of the pack. Why are you throwing in there against a bunch of big guns? If you want to really play this big game, you should have thrown 4 big guns in there, period. Where the f*** is Fessy? Fessy should have had his big ass in that chair.
Yeah. But also, it's easy to take him to the final because you know he ain't winning nothing. So, I mean, you can easily say that's third place because he ain't doing no extra running in the off season like that. So, you can already say automatically that's third place.
Fessy?
Yes, Fessy. We talking about Fessy. Fessy okay. Too damn big to be getting third place. He should have been first or second. I already had him moved up to first or second in his first 2 seasons. Now that those seasons has gone and passed, he shows me he doesn't have the heart to make first or second. So now he falls back to third. That's the only reason why you would carry him to there. Now back to the interrogation. Now I was feeling the emotions got to come out the game, honestly. But the emotions in the game is actually drawing viewers to watch and say, oh, you dumb asses. But Amber is not a real threat in the game, honestly. She's not really a middle of the pack. You know, she only won it because you had one of the strongest male competitors of all time.
Don't do that. Don't disregard her championship. Don't disregard her championship.
I'm not disregarding it, but be real now. Is she going to win it by
won
herself?
Without West? Listen. She didn't create the format. The format was presented to her.
But I'm saying if you take that format out and take her one-on-one, does she win a championship by herself?
We don't know.
We don't know that. I'm going to answer that for you.
She was put in a situation.
No.
She was put in a situation and came out on top.
I'm going to answer that question.
She used the tools in her toolbox and made that shit work.
Don't disregard her.
I'm not saying, granted, she is a champ, hands down. But if you take her into an individual game, does she survive by herself? I'm going to answer that question, and the question is no.
Is she going to survive by herself because everybody hates on her and she's fucking getting put into the elimination all the time?
If you're going to get put in elimination all the time, you should be able to come back every time.
But here's the thing. It is a numbers game.
Yes.
It's proven by Cara. It's proven by Anissa. It's proven by that you just repeatedly go into eliminations and you win, and eventually you lose. It happens. You cannot go into every elimination. You're not
Wes. You a dog.
Like, and even Wes could have easily gotten talked out, or with Casey during Fresh Meat. He just got really lucky, I think, at the end of the day that he got against who he was against with.
You gotta get lucky because Ashley shouldn't even have the 2 that she has because she's not a top dog.
Oh God! Why are we talking about people who aren't even on this episode?
Hold on, wait. I'm going to end it with this. Let's not forget, Amber is 4-1 in eliminations.
She is.
So there's that.
She's doing well. Give her credit, you jackass.
Oh, you gonna call me a jackass?
Yes.
Well, I would give you credit if he can win it by herself.
How many people have won it by themselves? Like, just by themselves?
Cara Maria has.
Yes, so has Wes.
Oh, you just named the greatest female challenger of all time.
And so has Ashley. Ashley won both, technically.
A top five female challenger.
That is tarnished. I don't even want to hear
that. The
that.
fact that she beat Hunter at the end of the day, numbers-wise, she still beat Hunter. So kiss my ass. She still won.
Yo. Why is your man over here trying to disregard female wins?
No, wait a minute.
Because
you see what type of time he's on, right?
Win without a man.
Exactly. Gotta have a man take it.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Man's gotta carry me all the way to the end.
So you mean
we
to
get
tell
tired
me?
of your shit, B.
Wait a minute. So you telling me Invasions? She beats Camilla. Come on now. We know at the beginning of that damn final.
What happened? What happened to Camilla?
Camilla lost the game. I don't know how she lost the fight. I don't know how she lost that because Ashley she had the most penalties behind her time. Come on now. Everybody
now you're saying
Camilla
it's rigged so that Ashley will win?
I want to see the actual footage of that final.
He's not.
You and everybody else.
What is wrong with Ashley? Why do you hate Ashley? What did Ashley hurt you?
No, Ashley not that. I mean, she is not that dope of a competitor. She's
all right.
We need to calm down. He's so angry.
Ashley isn't even on this season.
That's true.
Let's go ahead and move on to Club Night.
That's right.
Now, most Club Nights during the season has been not great. They've been boring, trash. Nothing has been being pushed forward. So we get out, and Nerese has it out for Amber. And all of a sudden, Devin is now tuned in on Amber. And Devin decides to out Chauncey and Jordan to Nelson. Nelson decides to press Chauncey, and Chauncey denies. Like, Nelson really presses him like, oh, you're making these power moves and alliances behind the back. And like, really, it was just kind of a sit down and let's stay out of each other's way. Yeah, we're not aligned, but we don't personally have to go for each other. It wasn't really that big of a deal. Also, I'm not 100% if Amber knew about this.
I think she did. She didn't look surprised.
I thought she looked a little surprised. After Club Night, Devin decides to talk to Michelle, and he pretty much tries to bully her to pretty much throw Amber under the bus, which doesn't fucking fly with Michelle. Michelle held her fucking ground and got loud. It's a big screaming match. Very exciting Club Night and after set. What did you make of the Club Night? Whose side was you on? During this, I really disliked what I seen coming out of Devin, with the bullying tactic and intentionally try to bury Amber. If Amber and Chauncey is such a non-threat and they're not fucking your shit up, why are you making a mountain out of a molehill?
Because she can make people listen and pay attention. Maybe she's really making up enough noise that he's scared. Because the whole thing that happened there reeked of desperation. Where Devin is desperate for everybody to see, I'm a good guy. I would never. Why would you assume that? Now, I'm hurt that we were friends.
It's great you say that. It's great you say that. Devin reminds me of one of those guys who keep telling girls, like, no, you should date me. I'm a good guy. You should date me. I'm a good guy. And then as soon as you start dating, you find out he's a fucking terrorist, you know? Like an emotional terrorist. But that's the vibe is getting off. I am behind Devin with wanting to see new champs. I can't get behind all the tactics he's using to do it. But it's a challenge. It's hard to win one. He's doing what he feels like he has to do.
He doesn't want new champs. He wants to be a champ. Period. He doesn't care.
More than one thing can be true.
At the end of the day, he's like, I haven't won and I want to win. Wrong. But at the end of the day, he's desperate. I'm hoping that people see through this. And the fact that Tori's over here like, the entire time, I'm like, oh my God, Tori, you look like an idiot. Close your mouth.
Look,
she's literally like mouth open, like, what the fuck are you doing, Devin?
So I'm riding with Devin because of this. He tries to
I'm
deflect.
sure you are.
He tries
because you're against Amber, because you don't think Amber deserved to win anything.
No, I mean, realistically, Amber ain't winning nothing. Let's be honest. She's down at the bottom of the pack. She'll go first before she'll make it to a final. But no, on a real note, Devin is deflecting the attention off of himself. Everybody sees that. Come on now. They know it's a gameplay. I would do the exact same thing if I'm trying to deflect the attention off of me, because you are in a better position that you have been in ever since you've started the challenge. Okay, you've come in third both times, so now you're trying to go for that top spot. So, and he's realizing that he's got to get his hands dirty. Now, question is he gonna actually get his hands dirty besides letting somebody else do his dirty work?
Doubtful.
Very, very doubtful. I thought that this was a total overreaction by Devin. The way that he went at Amber and Chauncey and tried to bury them, you're right, it reeks of desperation. It's not a good look, and I didn't like any part of that. And I didn't like the fact that Nelson is being used in this way, but I blame Nelson for that because everybody else is starting to see the bullshit that, he's putting out, and you're still, soaking that shit up with a fucking biscuit.
Wool is over his eyes right now.
Let's go ahead and move on to the elimination. To my fucking surprise, which even after everything that went down, I did not see Nelson putting in Amber and Chauncey as the vote.
I did.
Not only did you burn somebody who would just swear to God up and down about how great of a guy you are, you now burned Darrell and Veronica. And now you put in the fucking mentee against the mentor. And you just said how you didn't want to put Nany against Casey because you didn't want to do that to them. I really did not like that. All of this goodwill that Nelson has been earning over the past couple of seasons, it's just, just slipping away by way of Devin. Amber does accept it as being, she is kind of classy about it and just kind of takes it on the chin. What did you guys make of Nelson throwing in Amber and Chauncey as the main vote? I
knew he was going to do it the minute that he sat down with them and is like, oh, I had a conversation about how you guys said, fuck Jay. Basically is what he said. Jay's my guy. And you guys said, fuck him, basically, which was not at all what happened in this whole situation. But I knew they were going to be the vote, period. I saw it in his eyes. He was done. He was looking for an excuse to choose other people and to do this. I think it's going to bite him right in the ass. I think it's really sad that he's burning this bridge and making himself look like an ass because everybody sees he's a little puppet right now for Devin.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
Yeah, but you got to also remember he is a strong team. So if you do throw him in, you better not miss.
Who?
100%.
Devin?
Nelson and
Nelson
Nurys? Nurys, yeah.
Well,
so
I'd be more scared
Amber,
than Nurys.
She takes it on the chin, being kind of classy about it. And then now we get down to the draw. And with the first pull of the draw, Bananas and Nany are fucking safe again.
Second time in a row. Some people are saying suspicious.
But even if that is suspicious, I believe their next move was a bonehead one. They decide that they're going to save Jordan and Anissa. Bananas, what the fuck are you thinking? If there's a chance to throw Jordan in and get him out, he may even be a little bit tired from this daily and the last elimination. Dude, he's going to be a fucking problem. And no matter what, even though Bananas has done it before, you don't want to see Jordan in the final. You don't want to see Jordan in the final. You get a chance to get him out, get him out. Darrell, he's going to be a problem too, but he is going to be less of a problem than Jordan.
Darrell and Jordan both have big ankle wakes attached to them in the form of Anissa and Veronica. Let's just be honest.
True, but at least, I don't know. I think Bananas feels like he can work with Jordan a little bit more than Darrell, which probably, which I get. He needs people on his side. So,
well, Darrell is constantly being thrown into this toss-up. So at this point, why would he pull Veronica and Darrell? Because they're going to keep going down. You might as well take the team that's less likely to get in the draw and more likely to win and keep you in.
And Rob?
Yes, I do agree with what Becky was saying. Darrell and Veronica, yeah, she's just not there. She's not there physically anymore, but I don't see them getting any further besides getting thrown in every time.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to this daily. Today's daily is called Deep Web. Now, this is going to be a tower-based elimination where the challengers are going to have to go down 5 levels of webbing, pick up a puzzle piece, climb back up this webbing which I already knew was going to look fucking like tough. And grab all of these 8 pieces. Everybody has to go 4 times, and they have to put together a puzzle at the top of this tower. I love this. This is a simple elimination, and simple eliminations tend to be the best. You don't really need to do a whole bunch. Climb down, get shit, climb up, put together a puzzle, call it a day.
That puzzle looked hard.
The puzzle did look hard. I think it looked hard because I think there wasn't a clear understanding of how to do it, which is probably one of the reasons why it took so long. Now, Amber and Chauncey gets the win, but let's go ahead and talk about this a little bit. I love this elimination. It was filmed well, and it was fun to watch. Like I said earlier about Veronica, as soon as I saw Veronica, struggle with climbing up, I'm like, oh, there she goes. She's going to tank this for them. They're going to get smoked. But Darrell backed her up. He gave her some confidence, rooted for her. Most of the house was rooting for her because, once again, the whole house is against Amber for no fucking reason. But Veronica showed a lot of spunk. She showed a lot of heart, didn't give up. And like I said, I'm not a fan, but I was very impressed, and I love to see it. This is some of the best parts of the challenge when you see shit like this.